This video is brought to you by Squarespace. Stick around to learn more about how Squarespace can help you build your own beautifully designed website or online store with ease. Season 1 of Outer Banks is set in the titular coastal town in North Carolina, and focuses on a group of teenage friends known as the Pogues. The Pogues are a group of working class locals who are constantly at odds with the wealthy seasonal elites known as kooks. The Pogues' ringleader is John B. Routledge, and fellow members include his reckless best friend JJ, the brainy Pope, and Key, who is technically a kook but stays loyal to her longtime friends in the Pogues instead. John B.'s father, Big John, had been lost at sea and presumed dead for 9 months, following his quest for a long-missing ship from the 1800s known as the Royal Merchant and all of the treasure it contained. With no legal guardian, John B. is forced to evade Child Protective Services and the well-meaning Sheriff Peterkin to avoid being sent to live in a foster home. After a hurricane, the Pogues find a wrecked boat containing a compass belonging to John B.'s father. Using clues from the compass, the Pogues uncover a map to the Royal Merchant wreckage, and a message from Big John urging his son to finish what he started. Despite a pair of mysterious armed and dangerous men hunting them down, the Pogues manage to track down the ship wreckage, only to discover that someone had already taken all of the gold. Meanwhile, John B. grows closer to Sarah Cameron. Nicknamed the Princess of the Kooks, Sarah is the daughter of John B.'s wealthy employer, Ward. As the two begin to fall in love, Sarah realizes that she feels much more at peace as a Pogue than a kook. This new relationship creates a lot of animosity between John B. and Sarah's ex-boyfriend Topper. Eventually, John B. realizes that the Cameron family property was in fact a former plantation built by a freed slave named Denmark Tanny. Denmark had been the sole survivor of the Royal Merchant wreckage and had escaped with the gold. John B. and the Pogues managed to decipher a letter Denmark had written to his son before his death, revealing the location of the buried treasure. Unfortunately, Sarah's father Ward overhears his daughter's discovery and moves to steal the gold for himself. It turns out Ward had been a treasure hunting partner of Big John, only to betray and kill him. Ward has been desperate to find the Royal Merchant for years, and has aligned with many criminal organizations and corrupt cops like Deputy Shoupe to achieve his goal. Ward then has his men capture the gold and orders them to fly it to his home in the Bahamas. John B. tries to stop the plane with some help from Sheriff Peterkin, who has spent the last 9 months trying to find evidence linking Ward to Big John's death. Unfortunately, Ward's loyal drug addict son Rafe murders Peterkin to save his father. Ward then pins the sheriff's death on John B., forcing him to go on the run with Sarah. Not only are the police in pursuit, but so are the vengeful Topper and Rafe. As the police close in, Topper proves his true love and devotion to Sarah by helping her and John B. escape. As the season comes to a close, John B. flees with Sarah straight into a tropical storm. The two are presumed dead, with the Pogues mourning the loss of their friends. Fortunately, John B. and Sarah actually survived and were rescued by a cargo ship headed for the Bahamas. In Season 2 of Outer Banks, the Pogues get a message from John B. telling them that he was alive and well in the Bahamas. And so the Pogues devise a plan to exonerate him for Sheriff Peterkin's murder and expose Ward Cameron's villainous nature. They record Ward killing his pilot Gavin, who threatened to expose Rafe killing Peterkin, but unfortunately the video is destroyed. Fortunately, they manage to find the gun Rafe used to kill Peterkin, but then unknowingly deliver it to the corrupt interim sheriff, Shoupe. Upon discovering that John B. and Sarah are alive in the Bahamas, Ward and Rafe race to retrieve the gold and sell it off before the Pogues can get their hands on it. John B. and Sarah team up with the cargo ship's Captain Terrence and his crewmate Cleo to steal the gold, but during their escape from the Camerons, Sarah is shot by her brother Rafe. This doesn't seem to bother the unhinged Rafe, who confesses to his father that he wanted to kill his traitorous sister for good. As John B. takes Sarah to a surgeon to save her life, Terrence and Cleo escape with the gold. Upon Sarah's recovery, she and John B. learn from Cleo that Ward and the Bahamian police have stolen back the gold and seemingly killed Terrence. As John B. and Sarah return to the Outer Banks to reunite with the other Pogues, they also get fake married to prove their love for each other. Meanwhile, Pope meets a wealthy stranger named Carla Limbrey, a woman whose ancestors have a dark connection to Denmark Tanny and the Royal Merchant. Carla has also been searching for the Royal Merchant wreckage for many years, and had been double-crossed by Ward Cameron. Carla has obtained a tape of Ward's pilot Gavin confessing that it was Rafe that killed Peterkin, but wouldn't use it to exonerate John B unless the Pogues helped her retrieve a key belonging to Denmark Tanny. Carla believed Pope's family had the key in their possession, as it's revealed that Pope is in fact a descendant of Denmark Tanny. This key supposedly led to another treasure in the Cross of Santo Domingo. Carla believes that a magical shroud stored inside the cross could cure her of a disease that is rapidly killing her. And to be even more sure that the Pogues would cooperate, she kidnaps Pope and holds him hostage. The Pogues rescue Pope and flee, but now they have to worry about Carla, Ward, Rafe, and the police all hunting them down. As the police catch up to the Pogues, John B surrenders himself and is arrested. As Ward bribes an inmate to murder John B, the other Pogues try everything they can to free him. Sarah tries to get the help of her younger sister Wheezy to incriminate Rafe, but Rafe catches her and tries to murder her. Fortunately, Topper arrives and rescues his former love. Meanwhile, Pope and Key find the mysterious Tanny key in the hopes of using it to exonerate John B. But it's actually the formerly corrupt Shoupe who saves the day, using Rafe's fingerprints on the gun to exonerate John B and apprehend the true killer. With John B saved, the Pogues turn their attention to bringing down Ward. They swap a fake Tanny key to Carla Limbrey for her tape of Gavin, which implicates Ward. After turning this tape over to the police, the authorities issue a warrant for Ward's arrest. Not wanting to go to prison, Ward flees on his boat and blows it up, seemingly killing himself. Following this, the police receive a taped confession, where Ward takes responsibility for the deaths of Big John, Gavin, and Sheriff Peterkin, exonerating Rafe. John B is relieved by Ward's death, fracturing his relationship with the grieving Sarah. With Ward dead, the Pogues turn their attention to the Tanny key and the mysterious cross of the Santo Domingo treasure. Unfortunately, Carla has discovered that she was given a fake key, and arrives in the Outer Banks with her half-brother Renfield to retrieve the real key by any means necessary. The Limbreys, now working with an erratic Rafe, manage to find and steal the cross. The villainous trio all attempt to double-cross each other, with Carla forced to murder her own brother before Rafe steals the cross for himself and flees. Rafe meets up with his mother Rose, and the duo take the gold, the cross, and a kidnapped Sarah to flee the country aboard a ship known as the Coastal Venture. The Pogues sneak their way onto the ship, where they discover that Ward Cameron is also on board, alive and well. It was Ward's plan all along to fake his death and have his family join him in paradise. Helping the Pogues in their fight aboard the Coastal Venture is Cleo, who just so happened to be working as part of the ship's crew. Unfortunately, the Pogues are defeated and forced overboard. The Camerons now have the cross and the gold, while the Pogues wash up on a deserted island they dub Poguelandia. As the season comes to a close, Carla Limbrey visits an alive and well Big John, who promises to help her on her quest if she agrees to help his son John B. Now I want to tell you about this video's sponsor, Squarespace. Squarespace is an all-in-one platform that helps you build your own website or online store to connect with your audience and build your brand. I've used Squarespace to build many different websites over the years, and they just helped me launch recapandchill.com. I love their video block feature that allows me to display all of my recap videos in a way that fits my style. They've also got a great blogging feature that makes it super easy to write and schedule posts, photos, and videos for your audience. Plus, Squarespace has a built-in mobile web designer, so you can be sure that any website you build will also look great on a phone or tablet. I truly can't recommend Squarespace enough, so head on over to squarespace.com/recapandchill for your free trial plus 10% off your first order of a website or domain name. Thanks again to Squarespace for sponsoring this video, and thanks to you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.